Ever since I created my first video on how to attach the marking rubric to the Turnitin, there was request from those who watched my video and those who attended my workshop on the same topic to come up with the second part of the video that explains how to really start marking and providing feedback with the rubric that is attached to the Turnitin. So this video focuses on, once you have attached the marking rubric to the Turnitin, how can you really start marking and providing feedback to your student work. So here I have opened one particular assignment and which I would like to mark, and once you open the assignment, it will direct you to a page like this, to the feedback studio page, and on the right side you have so many layers here. Press here and make sure that you tick both these options, grading options and the similarity options. And here you have so many layers. In the top bottom side you have the layers for the plagiarism, overall plagiarism details, individual source details, and the filtering and other settings and excluding options. And on the upper side you have other layers related to your marking and the providing feedback. This is for the rubric that you have attached, which is the main focus of our presentation today. And this is for providing overall feedback summary to your student, covering all the aspects of the assignment. And this is for providing quick mark. And I'll be running through all these options, but main focus will be on this particular one. Let's open the rubric form, and this is the rubric that I have already attached. So you will be directed to a page in which you will be able to see the rubric criteria that you have already set. For my particular assignment, there are certain criteria including introduction, task 1, task 2, task 3, conclusion, and the format. I'll be going through the introduction because I have attached mark for the introduction, and I'll read my introduction and I'll match this introduction with the criteria that I have already set. For example, as per the criteria I set, for a student, if he or she wants to get 90 to 100% of the marks in the introduction should meet this criteria. Well provided introduction, clear mentioning of the objectives of the assignment, and the structure of the report is very well stated. If I feel that this particular introduction meets this criteria, I can rest my cursor here, 90 to 100. So automatically this comment will be saved in the student work, and this marking range will also be applicable to this particular task. If I feel that the introduction is not meeting this criteria or the standard, I can just go ahead. I can see if it is matching with 80 to 89. If not, I can again go 70 to 79. Very clear introduction. Objectives and the structure of the report is clearly mentioned. I just keep moving, and wherever I feel that introduction is matching with that particular criteria, I can rest my cursor there. Once more, let's mark, for example, task 1. For the task 1, if a student wants to get 90 to 100, this is the criteria that they have to meet. It should be comprehensive, it should be focused and well planned. There should be at least 5 sources of appropriate citations. There should not be any mistakes in the grammar or syntax errors. So if the student has to get 90 to 100. If I feel that, I'll go through this work that student has given. This is all task 1, and wherever I feel the student is meeting the particular standard, I can keep moving. I can select any one particular range which I feel is matching with the student work. For example, if I feel that the student deserves 70 to 79% because it is meeting all these standards or the criteria, then I can mark as 70 to 79. Similarly, I'll be marking for all the task 2 and task 3, all the task I'll be marking like this, depending on the criteria given. For example, the student, when it comes to the task 2 or task 3, I'll just move here and I'll read the student work correspondingly. I'll be able to see here, and I'll also be able to see here, for example, very detailed explanation on government intervention in economic activities, and all this stuff. And I'll just match these criteria and the students real work, and if I feel it deserves 70 to 79, I'll just put there. Or if I feel it deserves 60 to 69 because it is matching only these criteria, then I'll just put my cursor there. I'll just mark here in this range. This is how you will mark and provide feedback using the rubric. How you're providing feedback is like whenever you're moving here or there, the corresponding feedback will automatically be fed to the student work. I'll show you how the student can have access to this later. And when it comes to the quick mark, as the name itself shows, it's a quick mark. That means, for example, you feel that a student has started a sentence, or a name has been given with a small letter. Then you can say that always start a new sentence with capital letter. So this is kind of a mistake that can repeatedly happen, repeatedly committed by many of the students. So if you feel like there is a problem like this, you just drag this particular quick mark and place it on the student work. Then student will understand that somewhere he has given this comment is applicable to that particular student. For example, you feel that an authenticity of cited materials. That means you feel a student has cited from sources like Wikipedia or Investopedia, which is not an authentic source. Then you just drag this and drop wherever applicable on your student work. So these are the quick marks that I have created and developed over a period of time. You can always create a new quick mark by going here and press here and give a heading for this. For example, you can say that individual analysis. So you can say that once a student has taken an idea from an article, it should also be supported with individual analysis of the student, or it can also be a critical analysis of that particular information. If you want to save this as a quick mark, you just press save and close. Then this will come here, individual analysis. So for example, in the future, if you're seeing that students have just provided a quotation or a citation from a source without an individual analysis, you can just drag and drop this on a particular work of the student. So this is how you can use the quick mark and also marking rubric. And last one is the feedback summary. In the feedback summary, you can write an overall summary of your assignment for the student work here, and you can also provide voice feedback and as a podcast to this student. So once you have done marking and providing quick marks or any other options, you have also an option for during the evaluation of your assignment, you can also provide a text feedback. For example, you need to provide more analysis, or you can say that it is good attempt. Whatever you have this option as well, providing in-text citation. You will be exploring more once you really start marking with this. And once you're done with marking and selecting all the criteria, corresponding criteria for your student work, you just go here, download button, and download the current view. Then you will be able to download the marked student work. So once you download, you will get the student work in a PDF format, and this is how the assignment would look like. For example, structure of the report is not given in the introduction. This is the text feedback I have given, and this is an example for the quick mark option. Citation is error, and student will be getting the details of that once they click there. And citation error, how is this connected to your organization? These are the different kind of feedback students will be getting. Authenticity of cited materials. And by the end of the report, let's go to the end of the report, you will get a consolidated feedback. For example, in the page number 3, there is a comment like structure of the report is not given. In the page number 4, there is a citation error, and page number 6 and authenticity of cited materials and all those other feedback that you have provided. And then comes our marking rubric. For example, this marking rubric was clearly given to the students prior to the assignment submission, and they know how they have to, what is expected out of them, and they know if they want to get 90 to 100, the assignment should meet these standards or the criteria. But as per the submission, they deserve only this particular mark. For example, this highlighted comment belongs to that particular student, and student really knows why they are not here or why they are not here, so there are lesser chance of complaints, and student gets convinced that they got this 50 to 59 because they didn't meet all the criteria, all other criteria which was mentioned in the assignment. And because this particular expectation was given to the students prior to the once we discuss the assignment itself. So here in the task 1, they get 60, this is their corresponding feedback, and this can be the marking range they get. And this is how you would students will also be able to get this this kind of PDF version of their work once we have finished marking and providing feedback. And the feedback from the students was clearly, was really awesome that they get such a comprehensive feedback, and that really helps them to improve their second submission or subsequent submissions. I hope this video was useful and clear to you. Thanks for watching.